soldiers follow orders. Good soldiers follow orders. What is he talking about? Good soldiers follow orders. I have no idea.
19 years before the Battle of Yavin, and Jesus Christ, how hard is it to create an actual calendar by this time? Anyway, 19 years before the Battle of Yavin, Order 66 was executed by Chancellor Palpatine. The slave clone army that had been endorsed and propagated by the Jedi Order would turn on their benefactors. The Jedi had become public enemy number one to the galaxy. The clones would mercilessly slaughter all of them. Very few light-sided Force users would be able to escape, and any person or persons that assisted the Jedi would be considered traitors to the Republic. However, there was something that popped into my mind while I was doing research on another topic for Star Wars. We know that they are forced to execute Order 66 to the letter due to their inhibitor chips, but the unfortunate and terrifying question is, are they aware that they are doing all of this and unable to stop it? Are they basically just watching themselves kill those they considered friends and comrades in battle? Before we can really answer that question, let's take a look overall. When you analyze the genesis of the clones, you can see that unrest within the Galactic Republic had been brewing for, well, quite a while. Ironically, the core worlds would enjoy wealth and prosperity, but the further out of the core you went and into the rim, you'd see more and more poverty. Due to this, as well as manipulations of the Sith, the Galactic Republic would be plunged into turmoil as separatists forced a conflict in order to be free of their oppressors. The Republic would raise a clone army. Seemingly under the instructions of the Jedi, these clones were created by the Kaminoans who installed the before-mentioned inhibitor chips. This, on paper, was to address any aggression that might be found within the clones. It is claimed that these inhibitor chips were requested by the Jedi, though I remain skeptical.
Jedi. Good soldiers follow orders. Hey, top!
On your right!
Top, now!
Either way, the first hints of how this inhibitor chip works can be found in the Clone Wars episode, The Unknown. Tup's inhibitor chip malfunctions and he kills a Jedi prematurely. The inhibitor chips are at this point discovered, which no one questions why they were hidden before, but okay. And we get to see our first experience on what they look like when they're removed.
Brother, what mission? You know the one. The mission. The one in our dreams that never ends. The one in our dreams.
Unfortunately, the way Tup reacts to this is cryptic. We don't know what the mission is. It's hinted to be Order 66, but there's no way to know that. But even if it isn't, this already shows the effect and impact the chip has on the troopers. The way they react to his words shows there is some acknowledgement of what he's saying. The clone troopers already are being tortured. They are forced to relive the quote-unquote mission, as I stated, and they don't have an option to not to. There's no free will when it comes to watching what they are doing.
Up until this point, there has never been a problem.
Well, you have got a big problem now.
While most of the stresses shown upon Fives can be justifiable, and he isn't completely out of his head, we also see that once the inhibitor chip is removed from him, he does become increasingly more erratic. It could be argued that this is due to the Kaminoans and the Sith, but I do wonder if the clones aren't becoming reliant on this technology. The removal of such a chip after so long could cause deleterious impacts.
Rex?
No. I'll do it.
Rex, what's happening?
Stay back! Find him. Find him. Fives. Find him!
The biggest proof and evidence of this walking nightmare can be found in the response of CT-7567, Rex. After receiving and acknowledging Order 66, he would protect Ahsoka one more time by ordering the troopers to stand down so he could give her one more clue, the before-mentioned Fives. He would then draw his weapons, tears streaming down his eyes, and try to murder her. She would identify the issue and free him.
Rex? Are you okay?
Yeah, kid. I'm okay. Sorry for what happened earlier. I almost killed you.
Which is good because we get to see him both while he has the chip and once it's removed. Order 66 was more than just a directive to kill the Jedi. It seemed to work functionally as a reset. The clones were now lifeless, uncaring. They weren't creative, they didn't have many freedoms. They seemingly lost all their personality. And again, this is probably with all them knowing what's happening. They can see what they're doing, they can see how their bodies are reacting, but they're unable to stop it. They were given a taste of freedom, of creativity, and now, for the rest of their lives, they're going to live within a prison of their mind. The very people they wanted to help, to safeguard, they would begin to harm, they would oppress, and they'd be forced to watch it every day. There are those that argue Star Wars is about hope and fighting against evil. Well, if it is, there's definitely a lot of evil in this universe. But these are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.